Walking. I'm burping because I drank 2 liters of water on the way up here. Some good hiking in the desert tips. Even though this was only about 4K or 5K up here, it was a 3 liters. 3 liters of Gatorade. Just to stay cool and keep hydrated. And probably 1 more to go back down. Both are good tips. If you jab a cactus into the side of your leg, don't jump off the cliff to get away from it. Some people sometimes make that mistake and jump to their deaths, but cactus jabs in your leg is better than falling 10 meters. This is nice. This looks like this was something at one time. This might have been to get to a little mine or something. Looks a bit too nice for it in the middle of nowhere. Walking. And by the way it looks on Google Earth, I was actually there's a trail down there and I biked right up onto the top of this ridge. And the plan according to Google Earth was to come up to this ridge, follow along here, and go down the other side. And it's definitely pretty easily walkable, but it's a bit too gnarly to be carrying a bike and balancing on top of rocks. So I guess this isn't going to be the route after all. Google Earth sometimes doesn't look nearly as steep as it is. So now walking back down to my bike. Gonna bike back down to the start of this ridge and then start all over again on the other side of the ridge where I actually knew the trail was, but this side looked much more interesting, which it is, but just not bikeable. And it appears people have walked up here, or it's a little bit scratched up, but I have my doubts of very many because the trail up didn't seem to have any marks on it at all. What else? I can report that the temperature feels like it's about 50, but I'm sure it's probably 30. Honestly, it's probably 37 and dry, or 36 and dry, because 40 feels hotter than this. But it definitely feels 40. And unlike some days, today there's not much of a breeze. It's nice when you get up on this ridge. And it's all breezy because a tiny bit of cloud and a breeze and on a ridge actually feels really nice. It almost keeps you cool. And on a day like that, I'd probably use half as much water. I wouldn't even overheat coming up here. Whereas now I'm a tiny bit overheated. Checking temperature. Yeah, I'm at 39.2 right now, just by the way my finger feels on my skin. Lots of nice flowers. Flowers, yellow flowers. The cactuses have, some of them have purple flowers on them. And then there's some other huge little purple ones around. Walking. I'm not sure if this will look very interesting. I've never really recorded myself walking before. And unlike a lot of ridges, like this one doesn't have any petroglyphs or anything on it. And I think just because the ones that have had petroglyphs had all the factors. They looked like a cool place to sit, which this is. They had cool rocks, which this is. They were near a river, which this is not far from. But they were easy to walk up to. This one I think would be you couldn't just walk up here on your coffee break, because it was a good bike ride just to get back here. Whereas the other ones are maybe a kilometer walk from a river, where you can imagine there was probably a village and they were just sitting around bored and wanted to go somewhere. And the teenager said, "Let's go up there and make drawings of circles and squares." And one of his friends said, "We should write something too one of these times, so everyone doesn't seem really confused in 6,000 years. No man, why do that? Leave them all confused. Let's even make more confusing drawings that have like weird shapes that have no meaning at all." And if we draw any really cool ones that make sense, let's erase them so no one will ever find them. So here I'm back to my bike, and just to double check, yeah, there's an alternate route down here and across as well, but that's definitely more fun on a horse. So, gonna walk down with the bike, carrying it, about 2 minutes, and then can ride the whole way back. I actually carried the bike up here because I was so sure that I was going to be able to ride the rest of the way, so a bit of carrying is fine. And you can see from here it's actually a trail. It's got horse poop and donkey poop on it, so it's used, but it's not a biking trail. Probably almost bike down this. Dropper post. If you have any question about where to use dropper seat, this is it. This week it's actually my seat, which is not tightened very well because I just adjusted it. That's my back brake. And that's it. Back to deserty floor. It almost looks like a gravel road here, but it's gravelly because the terrain is all slate, I guess, or something. So this is all just natural rock that's broken off. There's a lot of trails like this around, and in fact, it's slow, nice and slatey all over the place that there's about 5 versions of the trail, because everywhere looks like a trail here because of the crushing rock. Oh, there's piles here. Maybe there was rock crushing back here one time. Who knows? Maybe it's not even a trail. I could have just imagined the whole thing. Oh, this looks trail-like. Trail enough like. And now about 3 or 4K this way is a car. This trail is actually a pleasure to drive on compared to other trails with rocks and river rolled rocks and all kinds of different stuff. It's pretty much just flat. The only thing to really watch out for on this one is not to come into a dead end with cactuses on every side. Also not to drive over the cactuses, because tires definitely don't like that. And that's about it. And even though I drove in here and definitely had the semblance of an old car trail, oh, here it is. When you're not on it, it doesn't seem to make much difference because it's all drivable. So you can kind of guess where there was trucks going back here at one time. Now it's not really accessible from the main road because the road's built up too high to get across and down the bank, so maybe that's why it faded away. I still love single track ground dirt donkey trails. This is actually not the same way I came in, but it all heads back up to the same paved road. I'm sure it's going the right way anyway. This is actually nicer. I came in on more of a single track donkey, and this is a double track truck.